Being alone is scary. I can't argue with that. It is in our human nature that we want to spend our time with people like us, with our tribe. But what if you are in a situation where you don't have anyone around you? If you don't have an active group of friends? If it's just you? If you don't have an active circle that meets up every weekend, for example, it can get kinda lonely. And a lot of people are scared of doing that step, of leaving their friend group and then being alone. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about how this feels, how it feels being alone, not having an invitation to a birthday party or not having anything along that line. How does it feel to just be alone? First of all, you are not alone. You might think that if you leave this one friend group, if you leave this one friend band, you will feel lonely. You will be the only one and it sucks. And what will you do on the weekend? You are not alone. You might think that your whole social circle revolves around that one. No, it doesn't. Most of the time, when you distance yourself from one friend group from one friend, you will often see like the other connections you have in your life and you will appreciate those more often. I remember that when I left my friend group, I actually, in school, I just sat there, okay, that's a bit awkward. But pretty quickly, I found new people or I got a better connection to my family. So even though it was scary, just leaving them behind and then suddenly being on my own, when you're on your own, you suddenly start to see new connections. You start to be more outgoing and you start to strengthen the relations that you already have. So being alone, okay, is scary, sure, but you won't be in a lonely chapter for too long. Because in that time, first of all, you gotta learn how to be okay with not having an active friend group and not having an invitation all the time. And then, after you got that figured out, you will pretty easily or pretty fast will form new connection if you know what you're doing. So with that comes two questions. Okay, first of all, how do you like your life? How do you love your life with being on your own? How can you enjoy life whilst being alone? And second of all, how can you find new friends? So first of all, let's cover the first thing. How can you enjoy your life whilst being alone, whilst not having an active friend group around you? One thing before I mention that, I went through that period of time during the summer, right? Or during spring. And in that time, it was very easy for me to just go out in nature and have fun there. If you don't have that and it's freezing cold outside, we'll get to that later on, but it makes it a bit more difficult. Because, like I already said, the time I spent alone, I just didn't spend it all here in my room, or in my old room. I went outside. It is actually that simple. Just going outside, being in nature, seeing other people, even if you don't know them, they might get to know you. Going outside, meeting strangers. It seems so obvious, but it is the truth. I remember after school, sometimes I would just drive to my local park and just chill there. I had my spot, I got myself a bit to eat, went to that spot, ate, and then I met some random kids there. And suddenly this lonely chapter, which was just me, became so much more fulfilling. Suddenly I was surrounded by trees, enjoying some food, and talking to people I've never talked before. Most of the time, when you meet people outside in the wild, you don't become best friends with them suddenly, sure. And for many people, it's scary to talk to new people out there. And for those, I have a really quick tip. Get yourself something that you can talk about. For me, I had a longboard and I just drove around my longboard with the skate park, and there were always these skater kids, and I went there. Do you think I can ride down this ramp with my longboard? Because usually you just have your skateboard or your BMX, And they try it, and then I went on there, sketchy, fell off, they laughed and whatever. Like, and suddenly I got a connection just because I had a longboard on my hands. Or other time, I had a drone with me, like a small drone that you can fly around, and I flew with it around the park. And oh, that's cool, and how long does that fly? And suddenly, I got a connection with some elderly couple. Like people I would never have talked to before, suddenly were interested in having a quick chat with me. So get yourself something. It could be anything. It could be even just be a book that is laying around, and you read the book. And have you ever read it? Just talk about random stuff. And if you don't have anything on you, you could just ask for directions. Oh yeah, by the way, have you ever gone to this cafe that is around the corner? No, yeah, because I have read online that suddenly you're in a conversation. And even if it's awkward, worst thing, you just go away and you never see them again, right? So being on your lonely chapter, bro, it isn't that lonely. Suddenly you have the freedom to just go up to random people, take side quests. Like, oh, you want to have a drone video? Okay, sure, let me fly behind you and do what. Suddenly I'm doing a side quest instead of just sitting here. It's awesome, right? So being scared, oh, it's scary leaving your friend group. Sure, but you can see that as an opportunity. Suddenly you're not bound by any dates. You like, oh no, I need to go to this party because everyone is there. No, you can just do whatever you want, right? You could just go to the park. You could go to the city. You could go to whatever, a cafe. Doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. Talk to those people that just hang around there because no one does that. And if someone comes up to you like, that's wholesome, right? I remember it was actually a really fun period of time. I created YouTube videos. It was awesome. I had my iPhone with me, recorded videos, went into nature. I miss that time. Honestly, I'm really excited for the next summer that I can go out again, go in the park, just talk to people. I love that. I'm a very outgoing person. But even if you don't enjoy that as much as me, just know that you are not on your own. You can always talk to just people, right? It will never be like, you gotta be smart about it, okay? If you leave your friend group and then all you do is lock yourself in your room and play video games all day, and then you talk to random strangers and they shout at you because you missed your shot, okay, that's of course trash. I think we can agree on that. Try to go out. And even if it's freezing cold out there and no one's in the park, okay, then go spend more time with your family. Why not? You haven't talked to them maybe about something in your personal life for the past week. Like what? Just go up to them. Or tell them, yeah, I left this friend group because this and this. And suddenly they will have way more respect. Because, okay, suddenly you're taking your life into your own hands. Like, it isn't as bad as it seems, right? So being on your own isn't that awful. It isn't that scary as it firstly seems. So get yourself out there. Take the risk and just do your own thing. Because if you then look back on the time, you will have 10 times more fun in comparison to you still being in that friend group and they talk down on you and you don't really vibe with them, in comparison to just doing your own thing. So to everyone still watching, first of all, thank you, bro. That's amazing. Good support. But yeah, just try it. By the way, if you want to meet people that go through the same struggles and you want to know some in and out, like small hacks that you can like just learn or take into your own life, how to meet new people, how to build new friend groups, I have a Skool community dedicated just for that. So click the top link in the description. It's free, so you could join, create an account, totally free. I'm not charging anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There is no cost inside. Just join, right? And I will get you in right away. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. See ya.